Yo, this is Kingearner coming to you guys live and direct.
Rockuncut.
Y'all know how we carrying it. Make sure you go click the link in the bio, click the link in the description. I got that honorable sea moss gold. That's 92 of that 102 minerals that your body is made of. Tonight we're speaking on an honorable topic. You know, we want to get an understanding of the telltale signs. We want an individual to be able to actually take time out and say, you know what? I noticed that this guy here, something is wrong. So, you know, make sure y'all tune all the way in. OGs that got children, younger people that got children, or younger people themselves. Make sure you take time out and listen to what we're saying, because all we're trying to do is restore the honor to the people. So, Rock, how do you feel about individuals that have the telltale signs, and what are the telltale signs?
Just to be clear, when you talk about the telltale sign, you talk about like how do you recognize somebody that either's going to tell or got the potential to tell?
Yeah, either one.
What's the telltale signs, right? I think it's a bunch of characteristics that come with it. Somebody that's selfish, a selfish person from the rip, like a person that is like me. I gotta make sure that I make it out the situation. You know, I'm attached to these things.
Right.
That's a surefire way to me. That's one of the telltale signs of somebody that got the potential.
That's
Selfishness.
Potential, because selfishness falls
Snakes.
under the fact that when the individual actually gets arrested or the individual actually gets caught up, the first thing that they do is what? They start thinking about everything that's going on with their family.
Yeah, they got to lose.
I'm gonna lose my wife. I'm gonna lose my mistress. I'm gonna lose everything that I got going on. So I gotta figure out a way
for me to be able to come home to it. Yeah,
I gotta come home.
So a person that's selfish.
Selfish. So that's one of the number one things. Being a selfish individual.
A snake. Somebody that's really money hungry.
Money hungry.
Anything for the bag.
You know what I mean? Another sign is them not understanding their outcome.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of youngins feel as though it's cool to do crime, it's cool to do the gangster stuff, but when they get caught up, you'll hear a lot of them, oh man, what the hell, they trying to give me this?
They ain't
they trying to give me that? They didn't get knowledge of what they were doing. So an individual who's running around with that mindset that's not even trying to get knowledge of what they're doing and the things in their parameter, you have to be careful with them, because they'll get you banged but not even intentionally know that they're doing it.
Yeah, but that's why that's a perfect example when you look at 6ix9ine situation.
Right.
It's like you had to understand that dude was going to tell, because first of all, he didn't even know what he was getting into, or you from the outside. So you could say that like he's not somebody that was in this life from a young boy. Like he understands the concept.
He understand it from the point where he stepped in there.
He got like, wait, what? This I can get 20, 30 years for these dumbass things I was doing? Yeah. And so that's why we give them the information, because we want you to know what's going to happen. They gonna send you somewhere to the moon.
And the thing is, one of the number one things that I understand with the community and what comes underneath the road to getting a telltale sign out of an individual is pretty much letting them go on. Yeah. You'll get an individual that'll be just talkative too much. If you're in the streets, they'll be too talkative.
Always too loose with their lips.
Right, and always available to put themselves in a position that they want to quote unquote say that they're loyal. Yeah. These are the individuals that you have to be on point, because honestly, there's no loyalty in them, or their loyalty stops at the end. It stops at a certain time, you know. So, but before we go there, I just want to say this. Not only that, they get a chance to always mimic everything that they see that they honor. So my honor may be one way, but another individual may think that their honor is in a different way, because we understand the word honor been here before I came along. I restored it in a way to give them understanding under the pretenses of what I want to give them understanding of. You see what I'm saying? That had rules that we all honor.
Yeah, from our culture.
You know what I'm saying?
What our culture honor.
So it's easy to do, but when do we begin to allow those individuals? And you said you wanted to.
I was going to ask you a question. I was going to say, you know the saying, there's no loyalty, there's no honor among thieves.
Exactly.
What does that say? What does that saying mean to you? Like, what does that tell you? Does that say that we should expect people to not be able to stand, hold water?
Well,
we should expect people to not worry about themselves? Right. Because the saying is there's no honor amongst thieves, and I believe that.
I believe that truthfully, and I take it exactly for its worth.
Right.
I don't give it the pretense or the understanding that everybody else is doing. Everybody else is like really, yeah, they're talking about thieves. How could there be honor amongst thieves?
Thieves, specifically.
Specifically,
Yeah. I'm not a thief, so I don't honor that.
Yeah, and if I was, anybody that's a thief, they know that they're the
But
most.
I think when I hear that term, right, there's no honor amongst thieves. I don't really get attached to the word thief. I think when they say that, they just say there's no honor. They just say there's no honor amongst criminals.
Streets, right?
People, there's no honor in the streets. Is what I'm really getting at.
Right. And
so when you hear that, is it like we need to?
I narrate it different. See, I get it. People,
Yeah.
they might have an understanding like, all right, we're gonna rock with that. That's part of the example of whatever. And lie. That ain't it. I'm taking it for what it say, a thief. Fuck the surroundings because
I'm giving them the out.
I'm giving them the understanding of what I know. I understand that in the streets there is no loyalty in these times. But that saying been out so long that I gotta go with the thief joint because there was so much honor amongst men at the time.
Yeah.
Where men respected one another, where men understood or they was able to take advice from one another. These type of things, it has happened.
Is it documented somewhere? Like, can I go to a website to find out the history of rats, the most historical rats? Like, who's the first high profile? Like, I think it should be a list somewhere that we can go to and find out the stats on.
We're going to create the list. The reason why I say that,
I think that's needed, man.
When we give them an understanding of the telltale signs,
they shut some shit like that down.
When we get them the knowledge of the telltale signs and we give them selfishness so far, right? No loyalty. Their attachments.
That's the characteristic.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
I'm for them, so the youngest we don't lose them, you know what I mean? So when we go down on the list of the things that we just say, that this is where y'all begin to tune in and say, all right, now they're giving us a list of things. They on point, we're on this.
Give me your own joints again.
Selfishness, no loyalty, attachments. And
loose with the lips.
Loose with the lips. Always
That's the characteristic.
able to present themselves, always wanting
to be in a mix. Yeah,
the
I was
top
there.
one. I'm here, I'm this, I'm killer bull, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. I could do this, I will do this. Then when they presented those things,
super attached to money. The attachments was money, right? Attachments to money, super
women,
attached.
family, a bunch of different things. Because people would be attached to their family to a certain extent, where they like, you know what? I done heard dudes say it. I ain't giving my family. That's my family. That's my wife. I've heard dudes go against other men, and that's to me is a telltale sign. Because certain things don't have to be explained when it comes to family and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, certain men already had that conversation with their woman or their wife, so they don't have to come out and say that. So that's a hell of a telltale sign. Also, I think greediness is also true.
Yes, 100%. That's what we talk about with the money. That's the greed.
Greed.
Somebody that's really. But let me ask you a question: is there something to be said for the person? Like, if you. Sometimes you should have been able to recognize that dude, that person couldn't stand up. That you should have seen it up front. For instance, if I commit a crime with a female that got kids,
right?
You understand that it's nothing going. They're always going to be able to use the kids as, something hang over their head. So I can never win a situation like that. I'm never going to commit a crime with a female that got
right.
I'm never going. She going to tell at the end of the day.
The thing is, poverty is different in these times.
Yeah, what you mean by
the
that?
Women, that's the women of this time that are disloyal. There was a women of our mothers, our grandmothers' time that done and might, pull a stunt and bust a move and get caught up.
I think for the most part, dudes back in the day didn't even involve the women in it. Like, they didn't have nothing to do with it. They wasn't involved. They couldn't tell you nothing because they didn't know.
But see,
I think we got to get back to. I think we missed that part. For some reason, we involved we quick to give a chick the pack. Let me get a pack done, shorty. Let me get her to hold it.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's
but
the wrong
I feel
principles.
as though that we, because I've known. Only reason why I say that, I've known for back in them times. I can name about 10 women that was more solid than 10 men that was solid, but their solidness came from them women that had lots of children, bro. Like, that one and busting moves was a part of it, and when it came, they just didn't break. You think what I'm saying? They joint was on soldier time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a woman is given the opportunity to do what? She can go to a little, a 40-hour week, a 40-hour week class, And on that 40-hour-a-week class, she can actually take time out and, become something that at a
She
time.
got opportunities.
Yeah, she got opportunities. So these opportunities is always in the back of her mind, even if she's in the back of the car. Damn, I should have done this. I could have been in that class. I could have done that. You know what I'm gonna do? Damn, I'm gonna bang something. I'm gonna bang. I gotta get out of this.
Yeah.
Opposed to the person who grew up with poverty, knew that they couldn't get the job,
Right.
tired of the people pushing them away, and
Right.
say, you know what? This is where I'm at with it, and if I get jammed, I gotta. I've been
So you say
thinking,
that to say a woman probably wouldn't even go that route to begin with because she got these opportunities. She's
Right.
Yeah.
But their mindsets, women are so strong when they're in the streets, so they part of something negative because that's not really what they wanted to do. So it's like a breaking point. It's
Can I
like
ask you a
boom.
question?
Let me give you this joint though, 'cause I don't want to lose it. So my thing is this: at the end of the day, when a woman does this, she'll have people in position to actually be there for her child if she gets arrested. She's not coming in just a booster, just in and out of stores stealing, being a thief, just to look cute. She was really going into a store to really make sure that her children was taken care of. She was making sure that the bills and the food stayed on, whether it was a single mother or it was a mother of a father who may be a stand-up guy that maybe was a junkie and didn't know how to hold the money down, but the backbone was a woman that said, you know what, nah, and then eventually it gives the man, it like strengthens his backbone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I
at
think
the
a lot
end
of
of
that
the
was
day,
missing.
so at the end of the day, I feel like, a woman in these times, they gotta get out of that mindset. If you decide to get in the car with your baby father, your boyfriend, your homie, whatever, and you involved in crime, don't go coming with the pity-witty party.
So you saying they don't even get an excuse? You don't get to fall back on that?
Not
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
indulge.
You're not even indulge.
You indulge it.
I was
you know
about
what
to say, I think women, for the most part, they're more they calculate more than men. Like they understand they're not as much risk takers as men. Like we're gonna take a risk and try to cut a corner here and there.
Right.
A female, most times is gonna say, nah, because I could possibly get caught something. Most times, a lot of times, they're not
And
as
it
risky
takes
as
is more
men.
constraint. One thing I learned about women, just from me busting moves, and I might have a woman that might be telling me about somebody, or me busting a move, period, and the woman is giving me some game. When they can give it to you raw, they have analyzed it in so many different ways because they are women.
Yeah.
Their mentality and their emotions are so attached that the ones that don't cry every day, the ones that you don't see be womanish all the time, they really be on soldier commodity time, and they hold it down to the point where they don't allow nobody to get mentally with it.
Right.
They're more mentally. They're controlling the husband to do the right thing or the wrong thing. I've known women that get people on drugs. So when I see men fall in weakness to it, that's another telltale sign.
That's another telltale sign. So the power of the P, the power of the pussy, man. I mean, you know, that's a real thing. Like you've seen dudes off themselves. So if you off yourself, you would naturally probably tell on something too. Like
also, when I see somebody be weak in the obligations that they're attached themselves to.
What you mean by that?
Like for instance, for instance, you might got a dude that'd be like, man, you know what I'm gonna do for the next 6 months? I'm gonna hustle like this way. I'm gonna do this way, that way. And then in a week, they're doing it the total opposite way.
All right, so
they're not gathering their thoughts, they're not gathering everything. Everything is confusion.
Yeah, they can't stick with the plan. They I know what you're saying.
They deviate from the plan.
They deviate from the plan.
And what ends up happening is what they thought they were so intelligent about, they bump into
Somebody
a
that
dead wall.
lacks discipline. That's all you're saying. Somebody that lacks discipline.
No, but see, like I lack a lot of people, like my man Gus, that's paralyzed. You know, me and him, I don't talk to him a lot no more. He has little issues, but at the end of the day, I know certain things of honor that he always used to be like, damn, I'm like you. And his position was 100 times higher and stronger than mine.
Yeah. On what tip? Like what you mean?
On earning, period. And one time, I think I probably messed up like a dub or something, and his honor was intact. He said, man, you would be a lot further than what you're supposed to be if you got your discipline intact.
Oh, yeah. So I get what you're saying. So somebody can lack discipline but not be like that. Like lacking discipline is a
telltale sign.
yeah. That's not real. I give you that. You're
Yeah,
absolutely correct. Because I always say to myself like, damn, if I was a little more disciplined right
Yeah,
there,
you see what I'm saying?
I would have made
That come
Nah,
from
you
the
right.
man.
You right. That's too broad. I got you. I'm with you.
Right.
Nah, that's
So
not
after a while,
that can be, but it's not typically a
right,
telltale
not
sign.
typically. You know
I get
what
what
I'm
you're saying.
But with a person who's inconsistent in their lies, like you run into a liar.
Okay.
Being a liar, that to me is a telltale sign.
Right.
If you're an
And what,
individual,
let me ask you a question, because you got dudes that lie to their old ladies all the time.
you're not that form of it.
Okay.
You know, because
Just to be
and
clear.
you gotta watch it though. Like if it is
You
a
lying for
certain
no
form.
reason.
The dudes
You
that
lying
just
when you ain't risking nothing.
when no, not the dudes that lie to their women about that type of stuff, but the dudes that lie to their women about financial beings.
Okay.
I got this. I'm this. I just made
Oh, yeah,
this.
yeah, you
I
just-
got this.
you just
I got
a
so and so
storyteller.
keys. This is my car. It's a big time
just a
Benz.
crazy
blah blah
storyteller.
blah. That situation right there is a telltale sign to me
when
because
you-
you're actually lying to this woman for no
performer.
apparent reason.
Yeah,
There's no reason you wasn't in a bad position if you kept this lie to
got
yourself, but because they're addicted to wanting to be or wanting to have or wanting to be able to do all these things they lie about, but they can't do them. So that to me is a telltale sign.
Agreed.
You know, to the highest degree. I'm gonna tell you another telltale sign. Peeking from the corner of the eye.
Oh, a sneaky motherfucker. That's like a character. That's like a rat.
It
when
is.
you look at a rat, they got them chinky eye. Yo,
Yeah, so
like why you always
I
cut?
always said a
I
peeker.
always remember the saying that to people. Like, yo, why you always cut your
juvenile
eye?
drunk, when we was coming up, our juvenile facilities in Pennsylvania was a lot harsher than
That's
everybody.
exactly where I got it from too.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that's
dudes would be
fucking,
like, they scared. They're scared of everything.
The
So
youth study center.
right. So
That's where you see that shit a lot.
When you get the orange joint, you get that spaghetti that you go downstairs with that little one.
Fifth floor with the blue.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of honor amongst these men in here. Believe it or not, it was honor there. Like you had to be a soldier in the juvenile joint, so you might have got tried.
I wonder if that's why we got so because if you start the earlier you started getting into trouble.
Right.
Because listen, when institutionalized, people look at it as a bad thing.
Right.
But when you in up institutions, you start to learn respect at an early age.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like really, you do. Like,
Mannerism.
mannerisms. Because I understand if no manners involved,
Yes and
it's
no.
gonna be violent.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
it's gonna be you
Excuse
disrespect
me.
me. Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean to do
think we
that.
got
Oh
them
my
Jones
goodness.
early on because we started getting in trouble so early. We was in them systems that it was like, yo, you gotta have honor in this Jones, man. You
Them
really,
Jones wasn't nothing like the real cans. I mean, I done ran some federal spots that was serious, but you know, for the most part, man, YSC, Cornwall Heights.
Yeah, the Heights.
You know, I was at a
Vision
Braxton's
Quest,
1, 2, Vision
Braxton.
Quests. All these Jones had some violentness to it. Newcastle.
But it always stemmed from somebody
Dansville
not having
Max.
respect, man.
Yeah, you
Not
gotta have
them
manners.
Respect men, man.
So
manners.
at the end of the day, my goal.
Somebody that's real over the top for no reason, like
Watch out.
real flashy motherfucker. Is that something to be said? No, I ain't gonna say rat. You because you real flashy, you potential rat.
Right.
That's my. What you think though? What else we got?
You said fear already.
We said fear. I don't remember saying fear.
You said fear, that was number one joint.
Oh, what too?
Fear of any, like the police.
Oh yeah, just constantly being afraid of being.
Afraid of the streets, don't want to go out all of a sudden. Come on, man, you in the streets. You know, a lot of people, I done had people say to me, yo, come up on my block or come here. It's like, bro, I don't swing in the streets.
Yeah.
I'm not involved. So why? So if you'll only catch us, men like us, with certain individuals, and we know that they're not in the streets, but because people may look at us all because of how we dress, because of our complexion, and say, oh, they in the streets.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. So at the end of the day, I hate a dude that, halfway faker, an individual who has a job, an honorable job, every day, works, but he got a big AK-47 after work, chained down to his knees. Vicious fraud. But
what they call it? They say the bulls that got the $1 million, and then they put that into work. They went back to the streets. Like now they looking for credibility, street credibility. Like you ass backwards, Shorty. You
just ask for the shit. You ask for
come on,
it.
man.
Let me see.
You tripping? Yeah, you got the potential because you ain't even. Yeah, you a 6'9" boy. Like you did that shit backwards. How you make it? and then go join the gang. You stupid.
Did we say stealing? We didn't say stealing. But
We
that's
didn't
all
say
under loyalty.
Yeah, I was about to say. It sound like a phone. Let me
A
think.
thief,
No,
a
still,
thief, a
a
thief.
thief. We're talking about thief.
A thief. To
Yeah.
me, that's an
Absolutely,
individual.
that's definitely a characteristic.
That's a
Snake.
snake.
A snake.
Snake.
We saw a snake.
You did say snake.
A snake. A snake. The dude that's the snakes is also potential rats.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you need to be able to weave your way through
Always
that.
calling, yo, man, I know somebody that got this, man. You know, if you know anybody that can do this to so and so, them type of individuals. A schemer.
A schemer, yes.
A schemer. Like, I done ran into some honorable schemers, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
So you can't. Mind
Can't
you,
really
everything.
do- yeah.
It's never 100%. It's always gray area. It's always somebody can display this characteristic, but they ain't always a Riz. But these are some things that should perk your ears up. You should
Bottom
be like,
line.
hold up, man. Let me look at this a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just gotta recognize certain situations that tell you he's a potential.
potential.
And you judge for yourself whether or not you want to take that risk. Me personally, I see the slightest thing that can tell you you could possibly be, not right. I'm cool. I'm gonna lay off you, man. I don't want nothing to do with it. But you got the CMOS, man.
This will help you. This will help you think clearer. Help
Yes.
you see things clear. You hustle in the streets. We don't promote it, but we want you to not get locked up. We want you to be able to make tonight your last cell and start over tomorrow morning if possible.
Yeah,
But
we-
logically, that might not happen. So if you take this, it'll start opening your mind up to clearer things like, damn, I shouldn't be doing this. Or what was ever clouding me, the drugs, the self-medication of things that aren't narcotic. Just drugs, period. Depression medication. For mental, people go through a lot of different things and don't understand that this right here is definitely a cure for it.
Yeah, it helps them through it. Helps you work your way through it. I use chess as therapy for me, right?
Chest chat.
Chess is one way that I use for therapy. That helps me get to the same result. Like, you need to think. Like, you need to free your mind and be able to think in a critical way. CMOS allows you to think, man. It helps you,
CMOS and Chest Chat. Y'all make sure that y'all tune all the way in. Make sure you click the link in the bio. Make sure you click the link in the description. Make sure you go follow Rock. Give him all your information.
Oh, man, Rockuncut, man. Chess in a minute, whatever. I'm
Kingearner,
just,
one.
we just having some honorable conversations, man. Conversations amongst men, man.
Right. Bottom line. Click that link in the descriptions. Click that link at my page, Kingearner1 on Instagram, and go follow Rockuncut on Instagram. Live and direct.
Straight like that.